be quite as cheery for those big businesses that nearly went under this year. Our favorite money man, Mr. Chris Markowski, is laying out the details for us. There he is in the Daily Buzz chat room, which is apparently located right here on Stage B.
Welcome back to the Buzz. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Well, every year on Wall Street, the holidays are usually marked with big-time bashes and big-time bonuses.
Except maybe for this year, thanks to those big-time bailouts. Here to talk turkey with us is the Watchdog on Wall Street and our money guy, Mr. Chris Markowski. Morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say, what does this mean for the average American if the bigwigs on Wall Street are not getting their bonuses to their Christmas parties?
Don't you guys feel, you don't feel bad? You guys are still, American people are going to still pay about $20 billion in bonuses this year.
$20 billion.
No, I'm not kidding you. They actually said that from back pay, it's close to $40 billion that they owe various different executives and whatnot there. And trust me, they'll get their money one way or the other.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way.
There's a will is a way there in downtown New York. Trust me.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when you got situations like we've had with the public directly funding these banks now, it's anyone would get upset at these guys getting these bonuses. In a normal circumstance, though, with a private company, you hear about these ridiculous bonuses and Christmas stuff. Is there anything wrong with that when there's not publicly funded?
Well, actually, you want to go back to the heart of the crux of the problem. Usually the government. The government's always the church of unintended consequences. And back in the 1990s, they said, okay, no more tax deductibility of any type of salary above $1 million, which led to a lot of these stock options and these huge bonuses there. Congress thought, oh yeah, we're gonna stamp this out, we're gonna do away with this, and look what they bred. They bred all these enormous bonuses and all these stock option grants.
So they just figured out a way to
cash for crying out loud, and they can tax it.
So they just figured out a way to give them the big money they wanted, but just not in salary.
Oh, they'll always, like I said, there's always a loophole one way or the other. And let me tell you, their lawyers are much better than the government's lawyers, so there's always a loophole.
Yeah. Now, does this? You hear some of these guys on Wall Street crying about, well, if we don't have the Christmas party this year, we don't have these bonuses, it's going to be terrible for our industry. Does this really affect?
I can't get the big tires on the Ferrari. What am I going to do?
Does
don't
this really
for me?
So this doesn't really affect the industry that much at all.
Well, the bonuses are going to be cut back, and now there's concern saying, they're saying right now, we're not going to be able to keep the top talent. We're not going to be able to keep all these people working here. I'm like, where are they going to go?
Right.
Can they hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball? Where else are they going to get this type of pay?
Exactly.
I mean, it's nonsense.
Okay. All right. Well, and those big holiday bashes are taking a back seat on Wall Street this year. There he is, our money man, Chris Markowski, here to tell us how this may affect your fund.
Well, 15 minutes till the top of the hour. Welcome back. Change seemed to be the #1 priority as voters cast their ballots and gave the nod to Barack Obama.
So, what changes will this bring to the wallets of not only Joe the plumber, but also Joe the investor? Here is our Joe Money, the Watchdog on Wall Street, Mr. Chris Markowski. How you doing, Chris?
Great to be back.
Alrighty, so you got Obama here on the cover of the money section of the USA Today. He's pretty much on the cover of every section of every paper. I'm surprised we didn't get him on the sports page cover somehow.
Actually, he did. He wasn't at the gym yesterday. They said that was one of the things he had to do yesterday. Was at the gym.
So they put him on the cover of the sports section too. Okay.
Well, look, he's got quite a exercise ahead of him in order to get this economy sort of up on the straight and narrow. So what does his presidency mean for our money these days?
Well, I'm going to kind of give Barack Obama a blank slate because politicians have this way when they're running for office of promising lots of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. And I kind of remember going back to 6th grade, and I'm from upstate New York. In 6th grade, we had class elections, and I remember some of the kids running for office and saying, well, I'm going to take you to Disney World on spring break. I'm like, yeah, it didn't work out too well. And if you listen to Barack's acceptance speech, which was a very good one, he kind of tempered everything. It's going to take time, and we got to climb the mountain, and you got all the various different metaphors thrown in there. Sure. So he's got to kind of temper expectations. I don't think he's going to be able to raise taxes like he has. I think a lot of his plans that he put forward in regard to health care is going to be pulled back simply because of our economic situation here in the country. The markets right now are actually focused on who his team is going to be, who he's going to put in the Treasury position, who he's going to put in various different places.
Why did the market plummet so much yesterday?
If I knew that, I'd be a real rich guy. more selling than buying. The reason is A lot of different reasons. We had jobs numbers come out yesterday. I can try to point to one thing, but it's absolutely impossible to. We've seen such a run up over the past couple weeks. It was kind of necessary.
How do you feel about, because I mean, I've heard a lot of business people talk about his proposals, which I think he feels are necessary to raise things like capital gains taxes and raise other kinds of investment taxes. I mean, a lot of people saying that's not going to have such a good result on investment. Do you agree with that?
I agree wholeheartedly with that, but like I said, I don't think he's going to be able to do that at all.
Just practically.
I just don't think it's going to happen in the type of environment we have now. You got to understand that the Bush tax cuts expire in 2010. What do we have in 2010? Another election in 2010.
Yeah.
So going into election in 2010, how prudent is it going to be for people running for office saying, you know what, I'm going to raise your taxes?
Real quickly, I know we've covered this before, but I want to readdress it real quickly. His proposal for early withdrawal on retirement plans without penalty. How do you feel about that? Is that something that's not necessarily something that people want to jump and do, right?
I really, I'm wholeheartedly against people taking money out of their 401ks and their IRAs and doing things like that. There are certain rules where you can have hardship withdrawals for these things. I don't recommend doing that at all. That's your nest egg. Keep adding to it. Keep putting money away.
The market will bounce back.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt.
Don't miss a chance to log on and chat with our money expert this morning. He is in the house. Click on the Talk to Us tab on the website, dailybuzznow.com, and he'll answer your money questions coming up in just a bit.
Markowski has been hanging out with us all morning long. He is the financial guru, also known as the Watchdog on Wall Street. Pretty fired up about those extra charges on Delta, by the way.
Fired up about that. Go on,
I mean, I've been flying all over, going to the conventions and going all over the place, back and forth here and there. And now because they charge these fees, everybody decides that they want to bring everything with them on the plane. I was like, doesn't Delta and all these companies realize that the time is money and you're slowing everything down because, grandma wants to bring her whole bag and stick it in the overhead compartment?
Does this fit? It's a trunk.
Oh, God. So now
I'm so with you. We have talked about this on the show, and people get mad when I suggest this. Get to the airport 10 minutes earlier. You're there 10 minutes later. Check your bags. Walk through with a magazine through the airport. It's so easy. Anyway, we have an email for you that we just got into our inbox here from Kevin in West Palm Beach, Florida, who says, I keep hearing about company after company heading to Capitol Hill for more and more bailout money. At what point do we just have to accept that companies can and should fail?
You guys are going to take your comedy tour there. You're going to ask for some money. You're going to take it even bigger. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny how that works. And Chrysler and General Motors getting together right now. There's been a lot of talk. There's been some writings. You talked about that Wallstreet Journal about companies being too big to fail. And the reality is that the president-elect did receive a lot of money from unions, and the automakers employ a lot of people. And there's just political realities right now. They already got $25 billion in loan guarantees, and now they're going to be looking for more. But the reality is, you're paying people right now. Still to this day, they have GM jobs banks where they pay people not to work.
Pay people not to work.
Pay people not to work. Where can I sign up?
How does that system continue? It boggles my mind.
Well, what happens is we have the situation we're in today.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. If General Motors was to eliminate completely their American operations, they'd be kicking some tail. I mean, the Buick is the most popular car. It's like the elite car to have in China, and they're doing well all over the world except here.
All right, Chris, thank you so much.